All right, guys, we are back out on the lake and we are doing some crappie fishing. I'm out here. It is 12:30. I got like 2.5, maybe 3 hours to fish. I got 3 dozen minnows in my live bait bucket. There's also a whole bunch of bait right here. I feel like this might not be a bad place to drop down a minnow. I think these are all bait balls that I'm looking at right here. Huh. It's cool to see them all out here like that because I haven't really seen too many bait balls. But granted, I've been up against the bank for the majority time of my, for the majority of my time out here. I've been up against the bank trying to do crappie fishing. So we're gonna do some crappie fishing again today. We only have a couple hours. I'm fishing a Thursday night tournament this evening. There's a cool local group close to me that does during the week kayak tournament, so we're gonna go enter that, and it's only like 45 minutes away or so from the lake I'm fishing today. So we're gonna go do some crappie fishing here. We got live bait because last time I was out here I caught like, I don't know if y'all have seen the video yet, but I caught like 20 or 30 on live bait. Started off with a jig, left, went and got live bait, tried that out, and we had a really good day. So I don't think this lake gets like a whole bunch of pressure, but I think it definitely gets a fair amount. So one thing that I learned last time, I have 2 rods with me, 2 of the same Fluger President 6.6 medium light. So 2-piece rod, Fluger President light 6.6 with a President reel in the 25 size with a little number 4 Aberdeen hook, little split shot weight, and then we have a float up there at the top. So pretty light rod. We're gonna just be watching the bobber, waiting on it to go down. It sounds simple, but it can be a challenge, especially the last time I was out here. I had 2 rods, and when they start going down at the same time and you know you're just really on them, it gets kind of difficult. I missed probably a 2-man's limit worth and only went home with 20, but I'm not complaining because we had a lot of fun doing it. So I'm gonna get a little minnow out of our bucket, get it rigged up, and yeah, get to fishing. There is a dead minnow in the kayak already. All right, I should take these minnows and go live bait fish for bass this evening during that tournament. I don't know what the rules say about that, but if that's not in the rule book, I might just throw this minnow bucket in the lake. Man, we got a whole bunch of them in there. All right. So last time, I feel like the bigger minnows did better. I was hooking them through the mouth. I started off, I hooked the first one through the back. I like the mouth method better because I've always heard that crappie eat whatever they're gonna eat, they eat it mouth first, or head first. So if the hook is through the mouth, then you would think ideally they would always get the hook point as well as the bait that they're going for. So hooking them through the nose, through the mouth, slinging them out and just kind of sitting back and waiting. I'm gonna keep my other rod rigged up. I'm probably not gonna throw it out unless it just is super slow. We gotta figure out which way the wind's blowing so I can appropriately spot lock myself. Let's see where these things are at. So I got Livescope rolling, but I only use the Livescope to really just tell me where the fish are at. I'm not targeting individual fish, especially right now, late spring. We're at the end of April, actually 2nd day of May. I feel like it's kind of best just to let the fish, I mean, I know where they're at. They're up there shallow, so I mean, I really don't have to do too much, you know, trying to control my cast and making sure I'm super precise. I just need to be in the general area, especially with the live minnow. The minnow's gonna go down and do all the work for me. All right, let's see. I'm seeing some fish. Maybe there's some fish up there up on the bank today. Last time they were kind of being a little skittish. They would eat it really good for, you know, 10, 15 minutes, and then they'd like catch on, like, you know, the last 3 guys that ate one of those minnows haven't came back yet. So this is so much fun. Just watching that bobber go down is so much fun. So I'm gonna go over here to this side because the autopilot, whenever I push spot lock, it spot locks you into the wind. So the wind's gonna be in your face when you push the spot lock button. And if I didn't, I would face like the opposite way and it'd be hard to make casts. So I'm gonna go over here. All I need to see is that the fish are over here. I don't really need to see much more than what I'm seeing already.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
All right, we haven't gotten bit yet. This is what happened to me last time. I went and got the live bait and I was like, uh-oh. It took me about 10 or 15 minutes. Whenever I think about live bait, I just think, you know, you cast it out there, instantly gets ate. Cast it out, instantly gets ate. But also too, these fish are kind of in specific areas. It's like they only eat when they're, you know, kind of up, tucked away. And they only want a live minnow. The dead ones aren't doing them no good. There we go, first one. Feels like a decent one. Ate it the second it hit the water. Think he'll keep? Okay, so the only thing I don't have today that I need is pliers. And I think I have some in the truck. I normally keep an extra pair. Is our first one? Ooh, he might be short. I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep him today. Yeah, he's 9. All right, we're gonna keep him, but we put the first one on the grips just in case we don't catch anymore, so he'll go back. But I wouldn't mind catching. I don't have high goals for today. Well, I don't have the grips either. I took everything off of this guy and put on another one. So this one's gonna go in the stringer, but we only have a couple hours, so he should still be good just in case this is the only one we catch, but hopefully it's not with this live bait we have. There we go. Got one. Good one. Yeah. Good one. Out here in the middle. Not up against the brush. Now we got enough for dinner. And the deeper one got it done too. Alright, there's another one. I feel like that was a lesson learned. Like as far as moving and being able to like follow the school, as people say. When I first got out here, they were up against the brush. I made a couple casts, caught one, then they moved, and then I got snagged up a couple times, so I'm sure that probably had something to do with it as well. And then make some casts out in the middle where I see them out on Livescope, and bobber goes down. Oh, there we go. Oh, that feels like a good one. Looks big, looks like he has some shoulders on him. Oh yeah, that's a fat one. Look at that one. I said in the last video, imagine what would happen if I dropped one of these in this minnow bucket and he was like alert to know what was going on. How many minnows do you think one of these would eat? If it went down there and started eating minnows, like if that even happened, how many do you think you'd eat before I could get to him to stop him? Oh, that's an 11-incher, that's a good one. Oh, cool. Well, maybe all the big ones are sitting out there. I'd be fine with catching 5 or 6, 11, 12 inchers. All right, there's another one on the stringer. I want one of those rubber stringers, one of the ones that like the guys on YouTube have. Yeah, I watch fishing. I've started back watching fishing videos since I've been crappie fishing. Look at that, there's a couple good ones. I want one of those stringers that's not like rope. I want one that has like the coating over it. Because getting the fish off the stringer, I mean, it's not super difficult, but it can be a challenge. With one of those rope stringers, I feel like you probably just shake it twice and then all the fish come off of it. Versus when I get home with these stringers, I take them off before I put them in the cooler now, just because it takes so long to take them off the stringer. And then it's kind of messy doing it in the house too, because the fish are like, they're dead, but they're like flopping, whenever I'm shaking the stringer, so juice is going everywhere. Fish stuff is going everywhere. Emma's mad. Leo's like, yeah. All right, got a big minnow. That should mean big crappie, hopefully. Also, I have yet to catch a white crappie. I don't know if I've ever caught a white crappie, so I'm still on the hunt for one of those. I'm not sure if they're in this lake or not, but I would think so. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, there we go. Got him. Oh, I don't know how big he feels. He doesn't feel too crazy big. What he might be. Keeper. Yeah, that's another good one. All right, that's number 4. Just measure him just to be sure. Not quite 11, but another good one. It's crazy. I was talking to Greg about like sizing crappie, and if I catch 3 or 4 or 6 inches, should I just move to another spot or should I try to weed through them? And he told me that most of the time it seems like you know, similar size crappie hang together, and that hasn't been more true. Like if I get into a school of, you know, 5, 6 inch fish, I'll catch 2 or 3, and then like I'll just go to a different spot. Might still be kind of like that same general area, but just cast in a different location. Then you start catching 8 inchers, and then you go off the bank, and now I'm catching 11 inchers. This is probably the best day so far I have size wise, minus that first one. There we go. There's another one. That one feels good. Oh, that one feels really good. Kind of feels like a bass. Nope, that's a crappie. Is it a white crappie? Feel like he had some vertical to him. Oh, that's a big one. That might be my biggest ever. Yeah, that's definitely my biggest crappie out of here. Oh my gosh, look at that one. Talk about slab. Oh, minnow still alive. Look at that one. That is a slab. That'll make you not go fish the tournament. I'm gonna have some decisions to make. Slab. We got the live bait out here today. I'm cheating, I gotta admit it. All right, now that I've caught another one, I'm definitely gonna stay out here way longer than I should. Golly, that's such a big one. All right, we got 5. It's 10 fillets. There's another one. Feels like another good one. Oh yeah, that's another big one. It's another good one. We're gonna measure him. He should be 10. He looks 10, but better safe than sorry. Yeah, definitely 10. All right, I think I'm gonna reward myself for catching all these crappie with getting one of the things I can just drop them in. Like one of the little, you know, the little cup measuring things. I might go get one of those whenever we leave here, or after the tournament this evening. I'm gonna be turning in on 2 wheels for that tournament. I said I was gonna leave here, like be in the truck ready to go by 3. I'm probably about 15 minutes from the boat ramp. 15-minute kayak ride from the boat ramp, and then I got a 45-minute trip. I need to be there at least by like 4:30 just to pay, and so I'm not like the last one in the water. There we go. Oh, that feels like a good one. Yeah, he took that all the way down. That's definitely a good one. Oh yeah, that's another big one. Have we just found like all the big ones in the lake? I'm not mad at it. That sounded like I was complaining about it. I'm not. Ooh, this is fun. I would love to get 2 videos done and go fish that tournament, but right now, I mean, if I'm catching 11, 12 inch crappie, I feel like that's when you know you have an addiction to something, or unhealthy addiction is when you start trying to make sacrifices, you know, when you have to do your drug instead of doing what you're supposed to go do. I feel like the crappie might have become an unhealthy addiction. I don't know. I don't want to wish for this bite to turn off, because one, like, I have like the good and evil guys on my shoulders. Like one guy's like, dude, just stay here and keep catching these crappie. The tournaments will be there. There's a tournament every weekend. And then the other guy on my shoulders like, you know you're hungry, right? You know you can use these crappie to feed people, right? This is like being at the grocery store. All right, guys, we're out here with my dad today. Today we're gonna try to put him on some crappie. So I'm gonna try to treat this kind of like a guide trip. You know, I have my rod, but I'm gonna try to make sure that he's in the best position to like make a good cast and hopefully get on some fish, because he did it for me for shoot 10 years or so, taking fish off hooks, me getting hung up in trees and never complained about it. So I feel like, you know, the least I can do today is, at least as long as he catches one, that's a win in my book. We're gonna start low and then we're gonna work our way up. Also, it's starting to get overcast too, so that's gonna help us here, and hopefully it's supposed to be overcast this evening. Yeah, you drift with the wind. You're not gonna stay still. So like when the wind blows, you'll kind of pivot, so you just have to adjust to It's gonna keep you in that same 5 foot radius, but your heading might change. All right, there ain't nothing up here that I see. So wouldn't just go around this corner and go back to those trees. And then I just spot lock again because the wind's in your face, so it'll keep you pointed, it'll keep you facing them. And then we'll just make some casts in front of those so we can be as efficient as possible. That's the cool thing about the Livescope is you just look up on the bank until you don't make a cast until you see them. Get trade with me. It'll be a lot more time efficient.
Are you in the water? You in the water?
No, sir. It's still on there. I got one on there. Ah. I'll tell you the most important thing, just close your eyes. That's what I do. Oh, you got sunglasses on. Got one. That's a keeper. We got dinner. We got a slab, fillet a piece at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have an orange head with the white bait. We'll have to try about 10 or 15 different color combinations before we say this is the one. Because there's so many up there. It's just kind of strength in numbers type deal. However long you say is however many we're gonna catch, and hopefully when the sun gets behind these clouds, it'll get better. That's what I was saying, the evening will be better because it was supposed to be overcast. All right, guys, we got our first one. So, if anything, we at least got dinner, but we always put the first one on the grips just in case that's the only one, because we don't want one, we need a mess. Well, I think what we're trying to do is just get them to follow it up, and then they just eat it at some point while they're following it. That's the cool thing about this Livescope is there's probably about 200 sitting over there. So, just hold us together and turn this so you can see. Yes. So, all those dots are fish. Yeah, and those are all on that brush pile, but we really can't see because we're so far away. So I mean, all of those are fish. So the best you can do is just cast up there and bring it back slow. They got one over there. Hey, there we go.
You wanna go for you?
No, sir. Big one. Giant. I'm happy you got to hear how Leo be stuttering when he talks. Leo get to talking so fast. Leo. He be,
He's trying to get his tongue back around for the next word. He's trying to get his tongue reset.
Leo be like, Leo stuttered one day. It was so cute, but it was so funny. I try not to laugh when Leo be talking, just so he gets his confidence up. But Leo said, "Daddy," I was like, "Oh!" He stuttered. Got one. Big one. Good idea, Father. Dad suggested this spot. That's a big one.
Yeah, it is a big one.
All right, now we got enough for me and you to both eat. We got 2 sandwiches. I'm gonna start listening to you more often. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna let you have it. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't have no faith in this spot. But that's what they say about crappie. If you find one, you find them all. Yeah. So there ain't never just one crappie by itself. And then that was a big one too, so. Got one. Crappie. Eh. Probably. All right, guys, there's another one. I have to make a color change. I don't think he's gonna make it, but we'll see. Yeah, definitely too short. Oh well. There's one. You might keep. If I catch another one, I'm gonna give you this rod. Yeah, he'll keep. Here, come trade with me. Got 3. Gotta get 2 more, or 1 more, 2 more. So really we need, if we got 3, we need 57 more. I would like to know what happens when fish quote unquote turn on. Cause I've got 5 bites right here. So what makes, and we've been over here for probably about 30, 45 minutes. So like what makes, is it just like a mix of casting angle and maybe a different color? All right, now we got a picture. I ain't gonna lie, that one was sitting underneath your kayak.
You sitting under the kayak? Under my kayak?
Oh, I got you right underneath your kayak. There's a whole bunch of them down there. It's just strength in numbers. There's one. That's a bass. Yeah, sir. Oh, don't get me into the trolling motor. Oh, I'm in the trolling motor. No, he got out. Big mouth. I talked to Greg on the phone yesterday after I got done fishing, and he told me, now that I've been bit by the crappie bug, eventually when I start catching bass on crappie jigs, I'll be wanting to slam the bass, you know, break them in half and throw them back in the water.
I don't want to fish trash fish.
Yeah, bass is a trash fish.
Chasing a bag, I'm racing the clock. Look at them block, watching them flop. Used to see this in my sleep. When I ain't had shit on my thoughts in the car, I really was lost. Now I'm public with the soundscapes.